He did a good job.
He's learning NLP. I know, right? I'm so excited for him. We have some great things coming up. And I know on our Tuesday, Thursday calls, sometimes they bring them up, like, the presentations, but this isn't a presentation. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper. And let's start first with the Relo Matrix. So I'm figuring Relo Matrix is the residual income component, right? And Relo funding is the mortgage loan side of things.
Okay.
Right? So on the Relo Matrix side, let's kind of give everybody a recap. When we first joined this thing, we didn't have any way of tracking except I tracked on pen and paper, right? And like, that's how I tracked for a long time. And then they started doing, until they came out with this back end, relofunding.com with the username and password. Everybody has that, so everybody can track when somebody comes on. They can track the lineage.
Yep.
They can track the date that they put in their application, things like that. What we want to, the next step that would make it so incredibly helpful for us is to know if people have registered for their classes. And so they're setting up so we can do that. But Louis, only at mortgageeducators.com, right? Yeah.
I believe so. We're supposed to be having another meeting here in the next couple of days that we're going to.
On my schedule for Monday.
Correct. So that we're going to know all the back end stuff, what's actually how it's going to happen, everything. So right now, until that meeting, I don't know exactly what's happening yet. But it's
so
kind
of. I did get it. I talked to Renee. And
oh, you did?
Yeah, so it's mortgageeducators.com. They really got with mortgage educators and said, hey, we need your help to really make this happen fast, because you should be able to track it. Well, the deal is that you could track it if you logged into their website, right? And then you could figure out everybody, but they needed it to be able to sync with our website at relofunding.com. So I believe the whole idea, which for me, who's not in software, technical stuff, I'm like, great, let's do it. And they're like, okay, this speaks this language, this speaks this language. We got to learn each other's language, and then we have to learn how to talk and have a conversation. So that's what's taking it a minute, but they're aggressively pursuing it, and both companies are on board to make it happen for us so that we can track that. And the benefit of tracking that for us guys is that for those of us who are here who want to grow this amazing organization and take advantage of the timing of being the early birds, right?
Yep.
Because in 5 years, like so many other great companies, in 5 years after they've hit the tipping point, if you've read the tipping point, 5 years is the tipping point. So in, let's say, 4.5 years from now, everybody's going to be like, well, it's obvious this is what you do, right? Because they've reached a tipping point. But at the very beginning, it helps if we can help each other. And I believe that tracking will help us help each other and help our downline and help our growth. Yep. What do y'all think?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, because when somebody signs up now and they register, you have to just stay in constant contact with them to find out if they've signed up for their classes. And hey, how's the classes going? Oh, well, I haven't started yet. And with these, you can kind of start budgeting your next touches with them. If they're stagnant, you can hit them up and encourage them along. And if they're getting close to the end, you can prep them for what's going to happen next a little bit, more. And just hold their hand through the process a little bit.
And the other thing is that it gives us an opportunity to celebrate with them, right? I want to know, I'm excited when somebody finishes their course, right? And then I can, because what happened, here's, I want to be able to celebrate that with them. And the other thing, what I have found out is like people, when they finish their course, they want to do the exam prep in the course. They want to go on YouTube. They find all these other resources to do the exam prep. The best one is the one that AmeriFirst sends you for $69. Don't spend $300 on an exam prep, right?
Yeah, Jackie did that this last week. She took her test yesterday, and Clyde and Pat, first time, first shot, made it because she did those exams. So
yeah, I talked to somebody who did it. They failed the test twice. And they're like, well, I got the flashcards. I have these really good YouTube videos and these really awesome flashcards and this really awesome dinner. I don't care how awesome it is if it isn't going to give me the results, right? It's kind of like, I don't care how syrupy sweet my loan officer is if he doesn't get the deal closed on time and get our clients gets the deal done.
That's right. That's right.
But I want them syrupy sweet and get the deal done. Y'all know me. I want it all. Lewis has known me for many years.
Yeah, I've always been sweet to your clients, but just not to you, because you're like, get it done. I want it done. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not true. We give each other a hard time, but we have a lot of fun. So that has been really good, and I love being able to celebrate with people, because you know how I like to have fun. I like to celebrate. Brett and I were just talking how I like to keep my house hot so that I get hot, so I want to jump in the pool, right? Because if it's cold house, I don't want to jump in the pool. So it's like, it's my light little tricks that I play on myself. So we have the AM will tell when somebody has become an AmeriFirst employee, which right now we can't tell on our back end. So these are the things that are coming through, but you got to understand, we just got this back end site for, so a lot of you guys who are listening to this are newer than we are. We know this is a new system, or a new, everybody's like less than 6 months with the company, less than 6 months. So this is fantastic. Texas is still taking a minute to get licensed. Arizona is still just taking a few days, and all the other states are falling somewhere in between.
It's like Florida was like a week and a half. Like, it was so quick. I couldn't believe it.
I got to show you something real quick.
Yeah.
One of my best agents sent me this morning. I don't know. Can you see it?
No, it's a white screen.
Oh wait, bring it closer.
Wait, bring it closer.
Good morning. I know this may be out of the blue, but do you do much business with AmeriFirst? I'm doing a real estate loan officer and wanted to.
So somebody that's new, a fairly new agent at Fathom, sent my agent this text message an hour and a half ago, and followed it up with with a pretty long explanation of the program, of what they're trying to do. And the one thing we got to keep consistent is the messaging, because this one says, even if you don't get your license now, you don't have to get your license. I'm just building my team, and you don't have to get your license. And I'm going to find out who this is so we can correct them and make sure that we're putting out a consistent message, because I don't want somebody out there recruiting like that.
Well, here's the deal. We're growing so fast. And I have to say that I believe that our group is the best group about communicating and about making sure everybody's on point on messaging, right? On point on making sure that they are set up for success, right? And things like that. That's so important. So the key is absolutely inviting. So the moral of that story is that she should have reached out to that friend before that friend reached out to her, because everybody's going to know somebody. Everybody's going to, like, if we are not getting a lot of people on these calls, and I know it's summer, I know things are slowing down. I am guilty. I'm on, we go on vacation. But we got to get this, because the opportunity is legit right now. We've seen this in so many other opportunities that explode and get big. The opportunity is 110% right now. Okay, so guys,
this is the time to get started, because I'm in Puerto Rico right now, and I ran into real estate agents here that have heard from somebody in the States already that they're talking about relo, and I'm like, what? How did I get in the car, hey, I'm with AmeriFirst. Oh man, a friend of mine was telling me about some program you had. I'm like, what? And come on, think about that. There's what?
Yeah. So no body of water, even though you have to fly there, information now flies fast, and this is through organically. So you guys got to get on it. I got to get on it. You got to get on it. You got to get on it. We have to get on it, because this is our opportunity. Just because we are first to the game, we also need to be the first ones in the game. All right. This is definitely a lot easier now than it will be down the road. So can we talk about relo funding and the programs for loan officers? Because Lewis, you were sharing that we need to tell every loan officer about AmeriFirst and about the programs that we have, because they don't have this. And most loan officers out there are relying on refis. And the future, and the reason this program is so important is because of the relationship that we have as realtors and loan officers. And this allows loan officers to really make themselves better.
So right now, I mean, there's a lot of LOs out there that are suffering. They can't get investor loans done. They can't get second homes done. They're competing with the open doors and all the different things going after their business. And they're just, and homeworks and all those different things. And they're not getting business in the door because of the simple fact that the people are going somewhere else because they're trying to get a house, or they're trying to sell their house, or they're trying to get, they're trying to move up. They're trying to do it. So AmeriFirst was very smart. They saw this coming. And we came up with a program, the first program for investors in second homes. So we have our own shelf, which basically we have our own investor that's buying this loans privately from us. And we can get a rate for investors in the mid to upper threes right now. Where Fannie and Freddie, you're going to be in the mid fours and paying points. So, I mean, that was just a lifesaver. And then on second homes in the low threes, I was like, man, that makes a huge, huge difference. So now all of a sudden, I don't have to worry about losing those deals to to a small credit union or a small bank or something like that, because now I can compete.
Right.
Second one, we have the new home trade-in program. So
I think this is cool.
This is incredible.
This is cool.
So if you have a client that wants to sell their house to Open Door because they want to get another house, well, wait a minute, don't do that, because Open Door is going to discount all these fees, right? And you're not going to make anything else. Open Door is going to make all the profit on your house.
Every investor does this. It can be Open Door. It can be any of those investors, wholesalers.
You're not going to make any extra money. With us, our trade-in program is so good. We'll give you 90% of appraised value minus our 1.5% fee for doing the deal. We make sure that the agent who sent it to us becomes the listing agent, number two. And as soon as that house sells, if it sells above, like let's say it gets into a bidding war, it goes 30, 40 grand above what we thought it was going to sell for, the previous seller gets the money. We AmeriFirst do not keep it.
Okay.
We give it to the seller.
This is huge. So let me just.
That's ginormous.
Okay, I need you. This is a second or third, fourth time I've heard this, but I still need help getting my brain wrapped around this. I have a house.
Yep.
Okay. Let's say the value of this house is $300,000 on the open market. So we think, okay, you're going to buy it at 90% of that $300,000, which will be
270.
270. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we're gonna hire you as the realtor to sell it to pay you your 3%.
But let's say it doesn't sell at 300. Let's say it sells at 400.
Okay, good for you.
That difference is going back to the original seller.
So me as the seller, I make I get the 100,000. Where Open Door would have, or all the other wholesalers and investors are banking on keeping that 100,000.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I'm telling you, man, ever since I heard it earlier this week, we had our manager street. I was just like, I gotta tell everybody.
No. Let's say we think it's going to be 300. World tanks, goes upside down. The house, I can't sell it at 200,000. Then what?
You've already been paid.
We already bought the house. You already been paid for it.
So I'm good either way. So okay, so I sell the house, but and I'm going to buy another house.
Right.
So I don't have that in my.
No more contingency. It's gone. I already bought it.
There's no debt service. So we don't have to count that into your debt ratio. You don't have to qualify for both houses the way a bridge loan would, where you have to qualify for both payments. You're out that first one. So that's why it's a powerful tool. You can go make your offer on the next house and have a big chunk of your cash that you'll need.
So what if I didn't have so let's say I had 100,000 equity, I could put that down as the next deal. What if I didn't have a whole lot of equity?
Well, at least you don't have the debt. And if you don't have equity and you're going to buy somewhere else, how are you going to do that if you didn't have equity? So you're either going to have the down payment saved, or you're going to use some of that money to move over and walk away and wash your hands. of the last time.
What other questions did I not answer? What other things that I'm not thinking of that maybe I like, that I want to think of? That's really cool, because I'm so super stoked about that.
Here's what I want to talk about. What we're having right now is an inventory problem, right? In many of the markets, okay? And so what this is addressing, that's kind of the unspoken, benefit, is let's say these people that were first-time home buyers 10 years ago, now their house is worth 250 and they want to move to 400. Well, you can't find the 250 houses anymore because those people can't sell because they can't go buy, because they don't have a way to not be homeless by listing. It's out there. Somebody's going to snatch it out from under them, right? If they list it, they're homeless because they can't buy another house right now. Right. And so this is going to free up the starter home market as well. The people that are moving up, those people are going to have homes for sale. That's going to help the inventory problem.
So how long do I get to stay in that house that I just sold to you guys?
So you're going to
we're not going to buy. We're probably not going to buy it until you got accepted on another house.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But they can go buy a house and the sale continues on, because we've already done the AVM and we already know what we're buying it for. We'll do all that work ahead of time.
Approved too. So we
and we're going to make sure they're PYT. Yeah, we're going to PYT the guy who's selling us the house. We're going to have them completely underwritten, and give them the $15,000 assurance to that.
So I was going to ask that. Okay, so you get the assurance on top of that. So not only do I not have that debt or have to worry about selling this house, right? I get the assurance. The seller gets $15,000 assurance.
Well, there's a percentage that we can give them.
They get $20,000.
Yeah,
right?
9 or 10,000 or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But we have that reassurance. So we actually send the certificate from the underwriter signed when we put the offer. We've won about 5 or 6 offers in the last week because we send the certificate. The buyer's agent sends it in, and when he sends it in and the seller sees the certificate, the person's been completely underwritten, signed by the underwriter, that they've already been completely underwritten, plus the assurance, the insurance policy that says that we don't close, we're going to pay. That's almost like a cash deal. I mean, that's
so I legit want to go shout this from the rooftops. I legit want to shout this. I want to go tell everybody about this, but I know, like, as a relo agent, I haven't been able to do that in the past, but there's some news coming out July 1st.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we can't talk about that right
now. Don't talk about it yet. No.
Okay.
That's between you and me, but let's keep it down low. When that comes out and we have everything approved, then we'll announce it to the masses.
Okay.
But it's coming.
So, okay.
Remember, we're the early adapters, so we need to make sure we have it down pat before it's shared.
I got it. Okay. But here's the deal. I'm just going to follow your lead, because what I want to be able to do is share when you put stuff out. I want to share this because this is such exciting news. Not only is it exciting for us to grow our matrix, but it's exciting for our buyers. And I don't know about you, but us realtors, the top realtors, it's a small, tight community of the ones who are actually doing production. Y'all know that, right? The ones that are doing production, it's a small group of us, and we have to stick together and help each other, right? I believe that wholeheartedly. Like, when I take a listing, I communicate high with my buyers. I communicate big with my listing agents, because it's a small community, and I don't know how many list buyers or how many contracts I've won for my buyers because of the relationship that we've had and built over time. And it's this being able to offer this to our community of realtors. I'm so excited to
be able the opposite end of that program is you have a move up buyer that he doesn't want to sell his house. He wants to buy a house cash. So the other side of the trade-in program is the cash buy program. We put them through the PYT, we get them completely approved. And this can be for someone who owns a home or doesn't own a home. Okay. And what we'll do is within 2 weeks, we will close on their house cash. So you set up the contract, AmeriFirst and or signed. AmeriFirst will show proof of funds, and we will buy that house. Now, the house must get inspected. Okay. Anything that the final buyer wants fixed on the house, we will negotiate with them. Okay. And then we will pay cash for that house. Now, our goal is to make sure that we close that person, after we pay cash, we want them closed on their house immediately within 10 days so that way they can take possession of their home. But this way we solve the issue of the HomeWorks and all those other companies that are out there that to beat us or compete with us. Okay. Now,
because I just closed a cash deal like that, right? The bank, and we're seeing those offers come, and that's what's winning because they're not investors. They're our buyers that are out there. So this is the way it's going to work, right? So you correct me. So I have a $500,000 buyer, right? I 450 house, they're willing to pay 50,000 over. Y'all have already done the pre-approval process on all that, so you know that it's going to loan for based on a 450. Buyers coming the difference at 50,000, 500,000. So y'all buy the house, cash, close within 2 weeks. The process is exactly the same for the seller. The buyer does the inspections. They also do an appraisal, correct? So it has to appraise for 450?
Yes.
Okay. And then y'all will, the buyer does not move in right away because they're going to finance and get a conventional loan, which us relo agents will get commissions on because it's conventional loan, right? So we get paid, we're helping our buyer, plus we get paid on that. And then our goal is to close within 10 days, 10 to 15-ish days. And then the buyer,
usually 10 days because I mean, and the reason why I say it is that's the law.
Process.
But if you're really, really smart, okay, if you're really, really smart and you're a great buyer's agent, you would set that contract up for not a 2-week close, but a 21-day close.
Right.
And we just, even though we say we're paying cash, the money's still coming from AmeriFirst at closing. We could get that deal closed in that person's name and then they don't have no fees at all.
Oh, because that cash program, there is a fee for it. It's like a 1.5%.
1.5%.
Right? A point and a, oh, it seems like a consistently 1.5%.
Yes, right.
Lenders get paid a 1.5% on their own deals. The buyer pays a 1.5% on the cash deal. On the buyback is a point. I'm feeling a theme, a point. I like the simplicity of this. I love how Relo matrix, Relo funding. It's like simple, 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 simple.
Because remember, this buyer has already been completely underwritten. So if you write the contract cash, but you put a 3-week closing on it, we order the appraisal day 1. Realistically, and we disclose it simultaneously, we could close that guy quickly because we're just waiting on appraisal and title. That's all we're waiting on.
Right.
See,
that's
we could literally
fantastic. And what states is this offered in?
Well, it's offered in every state that we're licensed in. So right now it's 43 states.
Dude, I thought y'all got new licenses.
No, it's 43 from what I understand. 43.
Okay. Well,
we do business in 49, but we're not doing New York. So we're out.
Oh, I hear New York is awful. The people in New York don't want to do New York.
It takes 2 years to get your mortgage, not your mortgage license, but the mortgage company license in New York. So we'd have to buy an existing company there, and Eric's not in that program right now. It's too the rules are so weird.
New York when we have the whole world? Isn't everybody leaving
New York?
We got
Texas,
anyway?
We got California, we got Florida, we got Arizona,
3
Oklahoma,
days
Kansas. There's so many great places to own a home.
Alabama.
Mississippi.
I'm letting you know, if my daughter walked by, I'd hear her sing the state song, you know, Alabama, da 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 da. Okay. For any who have 5th graders, y'all know this song with all the states. I've gone through 3 5th graders. So I am so excited. I think this pretty much wraps it up. We are growing. People are kicking Katush and sharing this with others and not keeping it a secret. I'm so excited about that. People are getting paid, growing, and I love paying it forward. Is there something that I might have missed today?
There's a couple more programs, but don't even worry about it.
Tell me.
This is enough for today. We got more next week.
Okay. Just know this, Bettina and everybody, that this CEO from the top down is all about giving us the tools in our tool belt.
Eric Bowlby,
Eric Bowlby, to win. And win early, win often, wake up, and all you do is win. Because
he likes to.
Yeah, he says nothing drives me more than to wake up and see who I'm gonna put out of business today because I'm gonna take business from him. He
I
said
know,
that.
and you know, it was hard for Lewis. I remember when Lewis remembers, like when I first talked to him, I was like, I don't know, because I tend to be
Scary,
like,
man.
you know, it is scary. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, he kind of scares me a little bit, but he's so nice. I was like, did he pass the Jen test? Did he pass the Lori test? Like seriously, do they like him? And he's like, no, they really
They do. They do.
They really like him. I
Jen
was
likes
like,
Eric.
okay.
Lori, you like Eric. She had a hoot with him. We've been to lunch and dinner with him a couple of times, and we've been to his house, and he showed us his house, and Lori was like, wow, man, your wife is, very, very, very smart, very analytical. She's got to be like, to put up with him. I mean, she's got things in her. I mean, she's so artistic. His wife is, and I haven't met her yet. That's the sad part. I've been to her house twice and I haven't met her yet because she was running and gunning, doing stuff herself. So,
Yeah.
Well, I
just
definitely,
nice people.
in this battle, in this transition, right, that we're going into, and am going to admit, it is a battle because it's like the mom and pop shops, it's the Walmarts, it's like, versus it's these big companies that are coming and taking the small entrepreneurial minded realtors and loan officers like you and me who are entrepreneurial. We don't want to work a salary. We want to get paid off of our efforts. We want to have our own business. We don't want a base salary of, $1,000 a month when we can make $100,000 a month, right? It's kind of like we want opportunity, and it's people like Eric who have created this company, and other CEOs who are of like-minded, who create these companies to support the entrepreneurial spirited people like you and me who are out there fighting for our buyers' best interest and not for the corporation's best interest.
Yep.
And I'm all about that, and I'm excited. Yeah, I am excited. I'm a little scared. I'm trying to think. I'm a little scared, right? Which is probably a good place to be, because it's that scared, it's that excitement, right?
What are you scared of? What are you scared of?
I'm scared that I'm not going to take full advantage of the opportunity that I have laid out in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm scared that in
something.
5 years, I'm going to look back and be like, did I take enough of an advantage of that opportunity? Or did I sit back and spend too much time at the beach, at the lake, in the pool, did I spend enough time there doing that?
You got to do both, though, Bettina.
I
You
know,
got to
you
work
gotta do
hard
both.
and play hard. You got to
I'm
do
really
both.
good at playing hard, right? I'm really good at playing hard because I'm also
If you don't
really good
if
at
you don't
working.
play while you're working, you get burnt out. So you got to
I
do both.
love it though. Like, I love this, right? I love helping people. I love like that,
Mhm.
So I want to make sure that in 5 years I look back and I'm like, I'm great, because I know that these opportunities aren't every single day. They come every few years, right?
And
That's right.
maybe not this one. I don't think this one does.
Well, this is the first one in the mortgage industry, right? This is the first time, and I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to take advantage of it. Guys, thank you for our chats.
Yeah,
Hey,
enjoyed it.
I'm excited what's going on. I'm just like, there's so many things happening, and there's more programs coming out, and I'm telling you, if you have a great LO, you need to reach out to them, get them on a call. You gotta get them on a call.
And we're on the right team. Like, seriously, I don't know anybody else that does this. So you guys, I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Hey, we got the happy hour coming up too. That's pretty exciting coming up. We'll announce it.
That's in Allen.
Yes.
If you know somebody in North Texas, it's June 29th, 4 till 7 at the Lazy Dog in Allen on the southwest quadrant of 75 and Stacy. Look at me, I got all that out.
Wow. So if you're a real estate agent, bring your friend who's a real estate agent. Come
And
meet.
bring your loan officers.
Yeah, bring your LO. I don't mind. Think about
Yeah.
it.
All right. I'll talk to you
That'll
next
scare
week.
me.
Hey, guys.
It's a business for
We're
everybody.
bringing them on board. That's right.
There you go.
We'll
That's
see
what I'm
you soon.
saying. But I'm saying in the old days, I'm like, what do you mean you're bringing a loan officer to your own happy hour? What are
I
you
know.
doing?
And now we're
Are
like,
you crazy?
Hey, those guys drink too
Yeah,
much.
bring them. Bring them. I want to meet
No,
them.
those loan officers drink too much. Don't bring them.
Yeah.
we'll give them a reason to celebrate too. All right.
All right.
talk
Lots
to
of
you
water.
guys.
Lots
Bye.
of water. Lots